Who and what is FOR? FOR, or Friends of Residents in Long-Term Care, is an independent advocacy organization committed to improving the quality of long-term care in North Carolina. FOR gives voice to the thousands of people in nursing homes and long-term care facilities around the state, advocating for their rights, their happiness, and their dignity. Board Chairman Bill Lamb put it this way at this year's awards gala.
We've been advocating for changes in the quality of care over 30 years. We've been and remain for strong laws and regulations protecting the safety and rights of consumers. For effective oversight and enforcement of those laws and regulations. For promoting a stable, competent workforce available in sufficient supply. 4. Provision of care and services in a manner where the consumer has voice in their own care on their terms. 4. A public informed about long-term care issues and concerns. 4. Empowering residents and families to be able to speak for themselves to impact legislation and rules around long-term care. And without apology, we are for quality long-term care, no matter where.
Hi, I'm Vicki Turner in Winston-Salem to give a little background about FOR's beginning. In the early 80s, advocates began to identify system-wide issues impacting long-term care residents and their quality of life. Concerns such as the need for adequate and well-trained staff is just one example. Laws and policies regarding oversight of such issues were being formed minus input from the voices of those most affected, the consumers themselves, and there was no independent organization enabling those voices to be heard. So a handful of advocates from across the state set out to create just such an organization. In 1987, the Babcock Foundation awarded the initial grant. I was honored to serve as the first director. Since the very beginning, our passion has been to push for quality care as the voice for our state's thousands of long-term care residents, and that voice is now more important than ever. We so appreciate your interest in supporting our ongoing mission.
Because of FOR's advocacy work, major improvements have been made in the lives and care of long-term residents in North Carolina. The implementation of civil penalties and creation of a penalty review committee for bad actors, changes restricting physical and chemical restraints, requirements for safer sprinkler systems, lower staff-to-resident ratios, criminal background checks for new hires, a star rating system, and a personal needs allowance. FOR has taken the lead on all these improvements, and everyone from residents to other advocates have taken notice.
This is Hillary Kaler. I'm with the Area Agency on Aging in Charlotte, and I'm a regional ombudsman. I've worked with Friends of Residents for about 18 years, and I really appreciate all the advocacy that they do. I enjoy working with them, with Bill and with Lauren. They have always been there for the Ombudsman program. They've been there for folks in long-term care throughout North Carolina, and they're wonderful advocates and wonderful partners to have with anything we've ever done. Legislative days in Raleigh and different events over the years, and I really can't say enough about them and appreciate them very, very much.
My name is Shanti Matthews, and my mother, Carolyn, is in a continuous care community in the area. There's just nothing more important right now than what you're doing to help families like ours to stay connected and to visit and to share our love and support. So I'm very appreciative of all that Friends of Residents in long-term care are doing to support families like mine. Thank you so much.
FOR has assembled a group of advocates around North Carolina willing to stand up for quality long-term care. People who have seen the value of loved ones being truly cared for and who truly want the same for others.
Hi, my name is Roger Regelbrugge, and I work in the asset management industry here in Charlotte, North Carolina. As someone who has an elderly father living in a long-term care facility, I've witnessed and experienced firsthand the trials and hardships associated with the regulatory lockdowns of the last 6 to 7 months. The recent period perfectly illustrates how vital the efforts of the Friends of Residents organization are in raising up the voices of our senior citizens and their families. I'd like to give special thanks the Friends of Residence organization, Bill Lamb and Lauren Zingraff in particular, for their unwavering representation of some of North Carolina's most vulnerable and often overlooked citizens.
But while foot soldiers are critical to the fight, they can only do so much. FOR's impact on the lives of residents and their families could be even greater. With additional resources, FOR could educate even more people on how residents can be their own best advocates. FOR brings a record of success and a talented, dedicated team ready to keep making a difference in 2021. And with Executive Director Lauren Zingraff now at the helm, long-term residents in North Carolina can expect even brighter days ahead.